So what are we doing today? Well, got some work to do on the motorcycle. Got a few things I need to add on to it. Finish my project from last week. So I might get this Goldwing that, well, the camera's sitting on. I'm gonna get it on the way in position where I need it. First thing, nice little set of Kiriak and armrests. Some grommets. We're going to replace the grommets on in the Goldwing because, well, let's face it, they wear out quite a bit, so we'll replace them. And also, you can't see it, but we got a belly pan from Wing Stuff. Now this one comes, you get it from Wing Stuff. It comes recommended by Memphis Mike. I figure if it's good enough for Memphis Mike, it's probably good enough for me. So we're going to put that on.
So, is a belly pan really necessary? Well, you know, you hear several different answers to whether it's necessary or not. But I look at it this way, especially on a Goldwing here. Most of your new bikes, you've got a your bottom of your whole engine's aluminum pretty much. And honestly, you know, rock hits that aluminum just right. Now you got to put a hole in it. And honestly, I think they're a good idea regardless. Front part, you sit it on your, basically it hooks underneath right by where like your oil filter is. Also, this is a white covering. This is basically to protect it. So if you're wondering why it's white, it's not. It's just a protective. That's the other part. Got some instructions. Pretty much what happens is this goes into here, and basically you take it around those tension springs, and that's what holds it together. Kind of going to give you a nice little before look of it. Kind of see what it looks like before. That way we can compare before and after. Yeah, and that'll just kind of sit there like so. It's got all them other tension bolts holding it up. These bolts should come right off. There shouldn't be a ton of tension on these. These kind of bolts will pretty much bottom out. Although, I bet many of you have owned a 1500 Goldwing that probably at one time had the little bolt that held on the top shelter was probably had a piece that had one of them that was broke off. I know I did. Yeah, these will come. You just kind of got to work with them a little bit. Kind of like that. There she comes. Now, get little stupid bolts out of there. Little stupid washers out of there. that one's... There we go. And voila. And bring my tool. There we go. Alright. Well, it should go on fairly fucking easy. Should. Should. Should's the operative word here. There's a lot of things that should happen. And any of you that worked on your old bikes before, well, or anything before, you know that, yeah, should's a funny word sometimes. Get this thing up there, nice and easy. Kind of got to work with it a little bit. Get it in there. And if you can, well, that one ain't quite there yet. That one kind of is. All right, we gotta go the other side. Kind of help it along. This definitely will be easier with two people, that's for sure. But I'm a one-man show, so you know, my dad raised cattle by himself for over 20 years. You know what? I can put little tiny things on a Goldwing, you know. Come on. You're kind of a pain in the neck, aren't you? Come on. Come on, here's that one. God dang it. There it goes. Maybe. Come on. Jesus fudge. Come on. There that one went. Okay, we got one side in. Let's go check the other side. Ooh. Well, fudge. That metal's sharp. Maybe you should wear gloves. Oh well. And the big thing people always complain about with Goldwings, oh, they got all them body panels. Well, yep. They do have the body panels. And yes, it is kind of a puzzle to take it apart and put together. But there is a way to do it. And well, you can't just be a meathead when you're working on a Goldwing. You just can't. You just can't be a meathead when you work on a Goldwing. Because if you are, well, it's not going to end well for you. Yep, like I said, bottomed out, just like that. Just tight enough. That's all you need. Just tight enough. I wish more people understood that. But granted, it's not a Honda. It came off a Honda car, but yep, I had to drill that out and strip it out because the dealer who you're supposed to trust, who's supposed to be your expert, yeah, they were so brilliant that they torqued down a little bolt from the skid plate on the bottom of the car so hard it stripped it out. Experts my ass. And that's why I don't trust dealers. Now I know it wasn't a motorcycle dealer, but honestly, it doesn't matter what it is anymore. It seems like most all of them are just that same kind of don't give a crap, don't care. Contrary to popular belief, not every bolt on a car or a motorcycle or real anything, not every bolt in the world needs to be torqued down like a lug nut. What a concept, right? Not every bolt is a lug nut. Yes. Obviously, if you're tightening down lug nuts on your vehicle, yeah, they need some torque behind them. But body panel bolts do not. Those bolts do not. Huh. We have completed the install. I'll put that kind of up here. And you can kind of take a look at it. I think it turned out pretty nice. I like the look of it. I mean, I think that'll definitely give some protection now. So, yeah, it looks pretty nice. Closes the whole bottom off. I like the fact it's got these two bolts here on the bottom, or these two screws on the bottom, so I can get in there and change the oil. But yeah, I'm glad it's got these two screws on here, so I can pull this little panel out real quick and change the oil. I do like that, so I think it's gonna look good. So, first thing done. Now this here, I've already opened it. It's made by Kuryakin. The biggest difference with the ones I used to have is this one actually requires drilling a hole. You gotta drill holes into the passenger little cubby holes on the back of the bike. Now that may turn off, actually it turns off quite a bit of people, and I can understand it. But we had the other styles that bolt on the handlebars, and honestly I was not impressed with them. They were flimsy. I didn't think they looked very good. Whoever the previous owner that had them, apparently they put all their body weight on them at all times because they were bent to hell. And because that's one of the big things I see about, you know, why you shouldn't use this kind is because, oh, well, it's going to hook in that ABS plastic and it's going to break. Well, first of all, this mounts to a plate that holds the antennas on, and this goes in the little cubby, and inside of it there's actually a little clamp that it actually bolts to. It actually bolts to this clamp right here. Basically you put this in there, you drill your holes in the side, it bolts in there in the bag. So it's got two clamps to hold on to. Those of you that don't have the CB antenna, include a clamp for it. This is what it looks like for that other side, basically. I mean, it's a piece of metal. It holds on pretty good. And here's the thing. These aren't designed to be used for leverage to get yourself on and off the bike. If you think you need these for leverage to get you on and off the bike, you're getting on it wrong. Absolutely. You know, start first with the right antenna. Make sure you support the thing when you grab it. Make sure you don't just let it fall out of there. Yep, and it kind of just holds there. What we're going to do is, I think, let's put her like that for the moment, just to keep her kind of hanging. All right, time for the scary part. The big scary drill. We got to drill some holes in this plastic. So, yes, if you buy the Kuryakin set, you're going to have to drill some holes. If you really don't want to drill holes, then don't buy the Kuryakin set. Simple as that.
Well, good news, the hole's lined up. So, that's good. We measured right.
Let's get this one on there. This one you kind of gotta... This is kind of gonna be a pain in the neck. I can already tell you that. There we go. Yeah. So, it's kind of a pain in the ass to get that in there. But, you know, is what it is. It's what happens when you gotta do this by yourself. Here's the other part where you gotta drill. You basically gotta drill through those holes, and essentially you'll come through eventually the other side. You gotta drill the holes first, then you gotta come back and you got to put a center punch through your metal parts, then you gotta pull that metal clamp off of there so you can drill through it outside of the bike. As you can see, my clamp in there, I mean, it does take up a little bit of room, but I don't think it's that bad. I mean, it's not a ton of room it's taking up, so it's not like you put a ton of stuff in there anyway. Now on this other side here, now I don't have to worry about it because I have a CB antenna there. But if you got a Goldwing without a CB antenna, there's two little holes inside the trunk you'll have to drill. There's more details in the instructions. And basically to cover it up, you can see there's a little cover on it. So if you don't have the CB antenna, you got something that'll cover it up. Otherwise, it's pretty much the same thing. Biggest differences is I did not unbolt that antenna this time. I went ahead and I went ahead and put the clamp in first before unbolting the antenna. I'm going to bolt the antenna, then I'm going to put that on there, kind of try to do it all at the same time. That way I don't have to sit there and try to support it all day. Hopefully. That ain't gonna work. Nope. Never mind, that ain't gonna work. Well, here we go. Time to frickin', let's bend that out though. Big tip, before you out this antenna, bend that out so your trunk's not in the way. Because otherwise your trunk will be in the way. And you're gonna be cussing like I was when I put the first one on. Now, if you do not have the CB antenna, they provide one of these clamps in there like I showed you before. Okay. Now, whoops. Come on now. There we go. Okay, now do it like this. There we go, that one's in. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Oh, there we go. There we go. It's kind of slow a tad. Ah, you fucker. There we go. We got one. Okay, then we need to tip you back. Okay. You know what? It helps to put this together before you put the second one on. But you know, what can I say? I like to make things difficult sometimes. The struggles when you're a DIY mechanic. Yep, I know this is gross, so I don't give a shit. Let's put it this way. I would suggest you don't go lifting the bolts after someone's worked on your bike. Because there's a chance they may have had to do exactly what I had to do there. So, once again, you can sit on your high horse and talk about how gross that is, but you know what? Real world, buddy. Now, are we in? Well, let's find out. I think we are. By God, we are. Hell yeah. Well, that went a lot quicker this time than last time, that's for sure. Jesus. Thank God. I don't know. I wasn't looking forward to another battle with this. Now, I've said this before. People wonder, well, why don't you just have someone do it? Why don't you just take it to a shop? Well, here's the deal. I don't trust mechanics. I only really trust myself. There's actually one motorcycle mechanic I actually trust in this world. And, well, the problem is he's in Spearfish, which is, well, what, 30 miles away from there for me? Yeah. And frankly, I don't want to drive up to Spearfish just to get my bike worked on. because it's kind of, logistics of it are kind of a pain. So maybe I'll lift this up so you can see me. So I work on this all by myself. Yeah. What am I trying to say? You gotta forgive me. But yeah, I like to work on stuff by myself. Because here's the thing. I know when I do it right. I've seen way too many times, and honestly, even when you know, buy a new bike or something, and every time and like I've seen so many times where you buy it from a place and all you do is find bolts, and you find places and you find little things that are just stripped out, all that stuff. And you know, like, it's terrible on cars. I dare you to go take a look at the skid plate on your vehicle. I guarantee if you've been taking a dealership, all the bolts on the skid plate are probably, most of them are missing, and the ones that are left there are probably mostly stripped out. So by doing stuff on my own, by myself, I not only save the, well, shop rates are anywhere nowadays, they're up to like 150 bucks an hour. So I save 150 bucks an hour, plus I do it, and I do it right. I don't have to trust some punk, frankly, who went to MMI and's 20 years old and thinks he knows everything because he's got a really fast, you know, Yamaha or something, and you know, he's a motorcycle mechanic. You know, I'm sorry, no, I'm not going to put my bike in that guy's hands. And frankly, most of your older bikes, there's places I've heard now, even bikes that are 10 years old, places will not work on anymore because they're too old. It's mainly because they just don't want to. To me, it's mainly just because of laziness. I mean, I get it. They have issues with, you know, people dropping bikes and leaving them off, whatever. You know what? Take a deposit then. You know, take a $200 deposit. The other thing, working on your own machine, I kind of take pride in it. Like, I am proud of the fact that, you know, everything in this bike has been taken care of by me. The oil change done by me. Spark plugs, me. Final drive, me. That Ford pickup sitting out there, the one I just bought it like a month ago, and I did the rear diff, the front diff, transfer case, engine oil, transmission. What else did I do? The only things I haven't done to it, oh, I did spark plugs. I'm not going to do coolant because it's not at 100,000 miles yet, and it's got the gold coolant, which is supposed to be good to 100,000 miles, so I'm not going to do that yet. But every other thing, I've taken care of it by myself. That Honda right there, that's actually, well, it's not brand new, but it's fairly new. It's got just about, well, about 55,000 miles. I got one more oil change I got to buy at the dealership. Or not buy, but I pre-bought the oil changes. But same thing there. I did the transmission in it. I did the rear diff in it. And once after this last oil change, I'm going to do everything in it, including, you know, valve clearances, all that stuff. I'm doing it all because honestly, I can trust myself. Because here's a story about that Honda. Last time I was in there, they made reference to, oh yeah, you should probably get your rear differential done. You were supposed to, and they said something to the extent of I was supposed to have like 3 or 4 already. I think it was 2 because I think you're supposed to change it like 15 and like 30 or 45 or something. But either way, I'm supposed to have this done and no one said something to it. You know, that's why you take this to the dealer, because your owner manual says they're the ones that are the experts. But frankly, they're not. They're not. They might be the expert. Maybe they just don't care. I don't know. But when you find stuff like strip bolts on the skid plate, which that's probably maybe 2-3 pounds at most 2-3 foot-pounds of pressure, of torque, and I have a stripped up screw. Like, come on, man. People wonder why nobody trusts dealerships. Well, that's why. That's why we call you the Stealership. So a dealership can get on here and they can get all offended about it, but honestly, what I'm telling you is the truth.
All right, they're installed. Got them on both sides. I don't know, man. Feels like a pretty good setup. Feels like pretty. Like I said, I think it'd be pretty. I think it'd be pretty nice to ride on one of these in one respect. Now, some of you may be asking, do you ever ride with your wife on the Goldwing? Probably not. Well, not on the Goldwing. She's not very confident on the bigger bikes. But like I would, if this was a trike or something, and even with her, you know, if it was a trike and she was all, which would probably be about the only time she'd be confident with me riding on the back. Hell yeah, I'd totally ride on the back. I could definitely see more if I was riding. You know, she gets to really soak in everything a lot more than I get to when I'm operating it. But still, it's pretty sweet though. So yeah, not a bad little gig here. Well, I guess we'll pick this up and we'll go to finish wiring up 12 volts in the little left side passenger pocket. Well, we have our Senna plugged in. We also have our 12 volt outlet in there. So, and everything works. We turn on the key. The Senna turns on. If you use that cigarette lighter adapter, the Senna turns on. And like I said, it just sits there, it turns on. You got power in it. You shut it off, it shuts off. That's the point of that design there. So we got that all in there. I'm going to go ahead and put the seat back on and I suppose get this thing cleaned up and get these kind of plugs kind of put up so they're in a decent spot. And we've got everything done for now. Well, guess what? We got her finished. Everything's finished up. We got everything put back together. Gave her a nice little clean in here. Kind of cleaned it up a little bit. Got the armrests on. My wife sat on them. They got her seal of approval. She likes how they're set up. Got everything set up there. Obviously I pulled the Senna out because, well, I don't want to just leave it in the bike. I think that's just a bad idea. But otherwise she's all ready to go. Well, maybe we'll take her for a ride tomorrow. Maybe do some skill drills or whatever. But I do like how that skid plate looks on there. I like that belly pan. Yeah, I think that's going to work out good. All right, well, anyways, I'll let you hear from Sodak Motorcycle Blog. Keep the rubber side down and enjoy the ride.